The first question is, are there wild animals in your country? Yes, definitely. There are a wide range of wild animals in China, I guess mainly due to China's diverse geography. There are many species of mammals and birds, although some of them are endangered or threatened, and that's a pity. So the next question is, have you ever been to a zoo or a safari park? If my memory serves me right, I would say I have never been to a safari park, but I did visit zoo for like twice or three times with my parents when I was young. But I have to say, I didn't actually enjoy the whole process of visiting the zoo because you see the animals, they were captured under the name of being protected, and they are just on display like some sort of products to the visitors. So that really didn't make me feel happy. So the next question is, what is the animal you would like to see in the wild? It's quite hard to pick one, but maybe zebras, because the other day one of my friends told me that zebras are native to Africa, and Africa happened to be one of the places I really would like to visit in the future. So, plus there are also wildlife reserves and national parks where the zebras could be observed in Africa. Okay, so the last question is, are there TV programs about wild animals in your country? Yes, definitely. I would say there are a lot of TV programs, and I remember one of my favorite TV programs used to be a documentary related to wildlife animals. And a scene that really impressed me a lot is that, they actually install a camera on a toy chimpanzee, and to my surprise, the whole group took it as their group member so that we could observe closely their, habitat and their lifestyle.
Are there wild animals in your country? Of course, there's a wide range of wildlife in China, the most famous one, panda, and also the antelope in Tibet, and the South China tiger. I think many of them are endangered species. Have you been to a zoo or a safari park? Well, I've been to both. But I prefer safari park. I think zoo is just like a giant cage for those animals. It's cruel. While the safari park is better with larger space and also a relatively quieter environment. What is the animal you would like to see in the wild? Well, definitely whales. I'm a big fan of whales, like blue whales, sperm whales, and humpback whales. But they are very hard to be spotted in the ocean, so I'm planning to take a whale cruise in the near future. Are there TV programs about wild animals in your country? Yep, there is one famous TV show called The Animal World. I think every Chinese has watched it on TV. And the narrator of it is a well-known TV host called Zhao Zhongxiang. So I think that's why people are attracted to this program.
The first question here is, are there wild animals in your country? Okay. Well, absolutely, without doubt, because, China has a lot of wild animals, and China is home to a rich variety of wild animals, actually, including, giant pandas or golden-haired monkeys. But I would say you usually won't bump into them on the streets, like when you're walking or when you're driving. That's quite rare because these animals are either in the captivity or in the wild. So usually natural reserves and zoos are the places where you're going to see them. And the second question here is, have you ever been to a zoo? Okay, here is my answer. Well, of course, I've been to different kinds of zoos for a lot of times. I guess going to a zoo can be both a very, educational and recreational experience at the same time. Because a lot of parents usually take their toddlers to zoos in the hope that their kids would pick up some knowledge about nature or about animals along the way. So I'm no exception. That's the reason why my parents took me to a lot of zoos when I was a child. And I guess it could be it could be a great entertainment because it provides a great opportunity for different family members to gather together, have some chit chats along the way, and then appreciate some animals. Third third question here is, are there TV programs about wild animals in your country? Okay, so yes, of course. I remember when I was a child, I was one of those, young and loyal audience of this type of nature documents about wild animals. I guess the reason why I was so drawn to this is basically because these kind of documents have really great shooting techniques. So they show the full pictures of a lot of wild animals, including their living habits, their habitats, their unique features, and that can be something really interesting because usually we can't see these animals in our daily life. And I would say also, in addition, the voice of the storytellers in this type of documents is pretty solid and engaging.
Today's topic is about wild animals, and there are three basic questions. The first one is pretty simple. Are there any wild animals in your country? Of course, there are many wild animals in my country, from majestic tigers to playful monkeys. China is home to a diverse range of wildlife. However, due to habitat destruction and poaching, many of these species are now endangered. Question number 2. Have you ever been to a zoo? Yes, I've been to a zoo several times. I found it fascinating to see exotic animals close and observe their behaviors. However, I also feel a bit conflicted about zoos. As some animals may not be able to thrive in captivity. Question number 3. Are there any TV programs about wild animals in your country? Absolutely, there are many TV programs in my country that showcase our rich wildlife. Some popular shows include Planet Earth and Animal Planet. These programs not only educate viewers about different species, but also highlight the need for the conservation efforts to protect these animals and their habitats.